Good evening. It's Todd. It's another edition of Vermont Wine Media. It's a little bit late, and I was down here doing some stuff, shutting off some lights, and getting ready to go to bed. Kind of wanting some kind of a little nightcap, and remembered that I have something here that there's just a little bit left that I'd like to try with you. Because it's something I think is rather special, and if I can find this place on the map here, I'll take us there. But here we are. Dunham, Quebec is the neighborhood. A few years ago, we were traveling because my wife's sister was at a music camp up in the Yamaska Park area, I believe it was, north of Granby. Oh no, wait, a little further over. Orford, Mount Orford, the top of Lake Memphremagog. So Vermont, north of Vermont, the lake goes and crosses the border, goes up into Canada, goes up to Route 10, this beautiful park area. Well, anyways, we were driving from Rouse's Point up through to that area, and next thing we knew, I was like, hey, look, there's a vineyard. Look, there's another vineyard. There's another vineyard. So we were really surprised, and we made a few pit stops on a return visit, and we're really impressed by some of the fun things that we found there. And you know, it turns out, yes, they've been growing wine for a long time in that part of the world, so it should be no surprise to us, but a lot of us didn't know. And every time I tell somebody, like 95% of the time, people go, what? So anyway, so aside from the cool French-American hybrid wines that they grow up there, which they often have to bury to protect them in the wintertime, there are some places that make some really wonderful cider. Now we're talking about this summer doing a trip up here. This is this book I'm looking at is the première édition of the Atlas Routier de Luxe de Quebec. So it's like the Super Road Atlas for Quebec. We picked it up at one of the local gas stations. This is a fantastic book. And if you look inside of this area, which is Route 87, which goes up the Adirondack Northway, turns into 15 and goes up to Montreal. 10 goes east to Sherbrooke, which if you catch here takes you back down to 91. So this is the Vermont north border. This area in here has a couple of dozen wineries and cider places. And this little last bit of something we've been sitting on, and it's the end of a couple of different things that we got from the Les Fleurs De Pommiers. And this is an aged cider aperitif, and it is this one, I think, was at least 5 years old, maybe 10, but comes in a little bottle. They also have a younger version of this, which comes in a larger, like a standard 750. But this is really nicely made cider. It's almost moving towards eau de vie, because this is a 16.5% alcohol, and as I understand it, it's not fortified. So they've got a super yeast that they're using. This is the end of it. We have to go back. Yes, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's it. So, deep golden color. It's like rusted apple pie. Apple skins. Really, rich. It's like your nose wants to smell cloves and cinnamon on top of it. It's not there, but it's a rich smell. It feels like that belongs there. Okay. À votre santé. Ooh, sorry it takes so long. This stuff is delicious. Alright, there's the delicious factor right off the bat, can't be denied. There's an acidity around the edges of the tongue that's just really exciting. The apples flavor, it's completely there, but it's like concentrated, but it's not apple juice concentrate. I know it's not from having, I asked a lot of questions when we were there. And they have a garage. It's a pretty small place. Nice little operation, and a garage full of demi-johns, 15-gallon glass in a basket type deals, and it's like green apples concentrated. Like maybe, you know, if you ever had the green apple candy, a little bit like that, but it's much richer. And I think it's there's a little bit of oxidation. It's Madeirized. We gotta go back. We gotta go back to this place. They also had a couple of sparkling ciders that were also very nice. One was a brut, and one was a semi-dry. And trying to think, it seems that they had one other product. I'll have to go online. I'll look, and I'll put a link down below, because if you're ever in that part of Quebec, Dunham is a cute little town that I guess was, I'll have to look this up. I guess that there may have been some generals from the Civil War from the South that weren't as welcome back home and had to go north. I'll look that up. If I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong down below. Either that or I'll get around to editing this out. And I'll put a little talking bull thing in the middle. So, I digress. Les Fleurs De Pommiers, the flowers of the apple trees. Dunham, Quebec, our friends to the north. And for us, here in Vermont, they're really not that far away. It's a day trip to go up to Dunham and see some of the wineries there. But also, I would think that there are definitely some places to stay up there. We saw some nice inns, nice places to eat, beautiful farmland. It's really close by, and it'd be worth the visit. So, bonne nuit.